So we thought we'd do a little review on a device we've been using for a while now, and that's the EDELRID Ohm. So this is a device that you can use when your belayer is a lot lighter than your climber, which is pretty applicable to the two of us climbing. And what it does is it increases the amount of friction that is applied to the rope. So when the heavier climber falls off, less force is applied to the lighter belayer, which stops them getting yanked into the wall, potentially getting pulled all the way up to that first bolt. So what we'll do is we'll show you how it works. We'll tell you the things that we like about it, the things that we wish were a little bit better, and let you guys see this thing in action. To use the EDELRID Ohm, what we do is we tie in as normal for when we're going to go lead climbing. It's then got a catch on the side, so we push that, open up the device, similar to a gree-gree if you've used one of those before. And then we need to insert the rope inside. And it's important that the rope goes in the correct orientation, so we can see there's an arrow showing that this side of the rope goes up to the climber. Then close it back shut. Make sure that locks in, and we can then clip that onto our harness so it's all ready and set up. What we're going to do now is take some falls, and you'll be able to see the difference of the force applied to the belayer when the ohm is in the system and without the ohm in the system. As you can see, without the ohm in the system, a lot more force is applied to the belayer, and Sophie gets pulled off the ground. You can see how much higher up she ends up. Now we'll show you a close-up of the ohm in action, and you can see how it engages when I pull off. When you've finished your route, or you've fallen off and you need to come back down, you need to retrieve the ohm. And there's two ways you can do that. You can lower off to the ground as normal, and then just climb back up to that first bolt and retrieve the ohm. The other option is, when you're getting lowered down, is you can undo the ohm as you go. Obviously, the thing to be aware of with that is when you take the ohm out, you remove the extra friction that puts into the system, which increases the force on the belayer. So one of the things that I found that works quite well is, if I unclip the arm from the bolt and then clip it onto my harness, I can continue to be lowered without the additional forces going onto the belayer. Hopefully you've seen us using the EDELRID Ohm now. Things that we like about it, it's very good when you've got a much lighter belayer. Both myself and Soph really like using it. It gives me the confidence that if I'm going to take a big fall, I know that it's not going to pull Sophie too hard into the wall. So it gives me a little bit more confidence to take that fall, not having to worry about Sophie's going to get pulled into the wall hard and get injured through that. And obviously, Sophie being so much lighter enjoys not getting yanked around too hard, so it's much more pleasant for her to belay a heavier climber. Using one of these, we've been playing around with it quite a bit, and we now use it every time we go sport climbing, or even if we're indoor climbing and know that we're going to be taking some falls, then yeah, we definitely use this. Few things we don't like about it that much, or that they could have done better. One of the things is when it's quite hard to see if it's the right way up when it's clipped in at the wall. So it's hard for the belay to check that you've clipped it in the correct way, and it's hard to see whether you've clipped it in and check there's no twist in it, because it's all one uniform colour. One thing we have done, which has started to wear off a little bit, you can see this, is we've actually put just some red pen on one side of it, and we know that the red side is the side that goes against the wall. It just makes it easier for the belay to be able to double check that the climber's put it in correctly. Going on there, why EDELRID didn't put two different colours, don't know, would have made life much easier. And then the other thing we did was actually put a screw gate on the end. It comes with its own snap gate, but we found that it moved around a lot more. I don't know if it's the extra weight on this end or something like that, but it ended up in situations where it ended up a bit cross-loaded, and just because it's going on the first bolt, that first crucial bolt, you know, if that does unclip, you're definitely going to get a ground fall. So we thought a screw gate on there will go with that. Overall, we really like it. A couple of bits that hopefully version 2 will change. Definitely worth it if you've got a difference in weight between the climber and the belay. Hope you found this review useful. If you've got any questions, let us know in the comments below, and we'll see you next time for some more reviews.